Hello, my friends. Welcome back. How was your weekend? I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see what we got for our inspiration today. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because its trust is not on the branch but on its own wings. Always believe in yourself. Okay, let's see what I am up to today. Let's Resin sent me this mold here to review on my channel. This is their new and improved dice mold. So we're going to create in it and see how we like the mold. See the little lip right here? That goes right into this part of the mold. And that's how you know that you're placing the lid on just right. And I'll show you the back of the mold. That kind of shows you the size of each dice. The one in the center is the smallest one of all. Then we're going to use Let's Resin's chrome markers. They also sent me these to try out on my channel. And there are 6 mirror chrome markers. There's 3 sizes. You have the fine tip, the thick tip, and the chisel tip. And they have large barrels for long-term use. So you get a pretty good amount of ink. And I'm just going to hold up 3 of them and show you the difference in the tips. On the right is the fine tip, the middle is the chisel tip, and the end to the left is the thick tip. And they have a nice valve for smooth flow. So I'm excited to try these out. I have wanted to try these out for quite some time now. I've tried out many of gold and silver markers. Then I have some mini glass orbs here, and we're going to fill these up with some inclusions and add some vegetable glycerin and we'll do a mixture of the vegetable glycerin, water, and alcohol. Now I'm going to open up this box here that I received from Amazon. I needed a really tiny glass orb, and I didn't have one because I knew that dice in the middle was going to be very small from looking at the measurements on their website for the mold. So I ordered these glass orbs right here, and we're going to use one of the real tiny ones out of here. And I needed to order some more of these anyway because I was running low. I really love to use these, making a lot of different things. They're great addition to your craft room. Okay, I'm going to pull out these little measuring cups here. And we're going to put some glycerin, vegetable glycerin, in one of the cups. And then the other cup, we're going to put some water in it. And then I have these syringes here, and this is what we're going to use to pull the glycerin and the water up into it and then inject it into our glass orbs. I have Let's Resin UV resin right here, and this is what we're going to use to seal the top of our orbs once we get everything in the orbs that we want. Then I have to the left of me my curing lamp by Let's Resin. And we're going to put some glow in the dark inclusions in here too and make our orbs glow in the dark. I think that would be awesome. Okay, here's some inclusions that I picked out and then some beads that we're going to be adding into our orbs. And you guys, I have never ever made a set of dice before in my entire life. So this is very new to me. So y'all just be patient with me and you know, we're going to get through this together. And if they don't turn out, then I'll be remaking them, because y'all know me. I have to, you know, if I mess something up, I have to redo it. Okay, I'm just injecting a mixture of the vegetable glycerin in the water. And how I do this is I just add like a half and half of the vegetable glycerin to the water, and then I just do a little dash of alcohol. And what the alcohol does is it ensures that the water stays clear over time. And I'm just going to get a clean the orb off, because some of the vegetable glycerin fell down on the side and it would make the glass orb slip out of my hand. I'm going to put one of these dolphins down in here. And let's add another dolphin. That dolphin's got to have a friend. He doesn't want to swim alone. And then I'm just going to add some of these pretty beads in there. They're like a purple and a blue color. My table looks nice and clean right now, but it won't be here in just a little bit. Let's add one of these shells here into the orb. It's holographic, and I think it will be very eye-catching inside of our orbs. But I can't seem to get it in there. So I'm going to set the orb down into these inclusions, and I'm going to try to bend it just a little bit to try to get it down into the glass orb. These little things are hard to bend. Okay, I think I got it down in there. Woohoo! Okay, I want to put 2 down in there. So let's get one more, and I'm going to set the orb back down in there, and I'm going to try to bend this one. I just want to bend it just a little bit to get it down in there. But it's really hard to bend. I'm not being able to bend this one at all. My goodness, that is just ridiculous. I got something for you, though. I'm going to grab my pliers here, and I'm going to make sure I get it bent just a little bit. Nanny, nanny, nanny. I got it. That thing thought it was going to get the best of me. Okay, if I can get it on down in there. Okay, there we go. It's in there. Now let's add some of these little beads here. I'm just going to put a few more of those in here. I hope I don't get too many things in my orbs. But I've never made these before, so I don't know, you know, how much I'm supposed to put in here and not supposed to put. But I'm learning, so. Now I'm going to grab these other inclusions here, and I want to grab a few things out of it too. I want these little blue things right here. See them? I want to add 2 of those to our little orb. It's looking good. It's looking good. I'm going to open up this little glitter right here, and we're going to drop in just a few pieces of that. Just a dash of it. And I'm going to set that back over to the side so I do not knock it over. And then here's our glow in the dark inclusions. And I'm going to add some of those. I think the glow in the dark is going to make these orbs so cute. And I did take a peek around YouTube to watch a few videos on dice making. So I did get a few tips from a few videos. I watched so many of them, I don't even remember which ones I watched. And the the information just kind of, went together in my brain. So I don't really remember, what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm not supposed to be doing, you guys. I guess I should have taken some notes. But we're just gonna move on through this. Okay, I put my UV resin on the top of there and I sealed that orb right on up. I did learn that when UV resin touches water, it will still cure. So, even though the UV resin was next to the water, it didn't matter. It would cure it right up. Okay, now we have our orbs made. Now we're going to move on to this part. I chose these colors here for our orbs. It's the Marabou neon colors, pink, orange, and yellow. And then their rainbow color. And then I have my Mod Podge black alcohol ink. I took my resin to my Resiner's bubble machine and I ran it through the bubble machine. Now I'm spritzing a little bit of alcohol down into the mold, and then I'm pouring some of this resin into the dice mold. And I'm only going halfway up. And then we'll place the orbs in. I didn't want to fill them up and then put the orbs in and the resin overflow. Which it wouldn't have mattered if I did, because overflow on this is not going to matter. But I didn't have my little sheet under the mold before I do that, so that I didn't get resin everywhere. And right now I'm just running this little stick through there, picking out some bubbles. Some of the bubbles are trying to sit inside of the numbers. Now I'm going to spray the little orb with some alcohol and drop it down into the mold. Spray it with some alcohol and drop it down in the mold. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get all the orbs inside the mold. I'm not sure how that center one's going to do. The orb is covered in the resin, but it's a really tight squeeze in there, you guys. So I'm really not sure if it's going to work or not. I don't know if that dice is going to turn out. But we're going to try. Okay, we got one more to go. Right there. Now all the orbs are inside of the mold. And I sped the video up a little bit because all we're doing is going to be dropping the inks in now. Okay, I'm going to start with the orange, and I don't want a lot of inks in here because we want to still be able to see our orbs and see the inclusions moving in there. So I want to just drop in a little bit of these inks. That's why I'm using the stick. I'm putting a drop on there. And the black here, I just want to put just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of black in there. And I'm going to move through the colors. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the clear resin on top of the inks to get them to hopefully go down a little bit into the resin. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of each color back on the top. Right like this. And then I'm going to add that rainbow. And then twirl it a little bit and move on to the next. I'm going to get the pink and I'm going to put 2 drops of it in there and move it around. Get the orange, put 2 drops in there and move it around. And then the yellow, 2 drops and move it around. And then the black, a teensy bit wet. And then I'm going to use the rainbow and drop it in. And then we're going to go back through the colors one more time with one drop. Minus the black. Now I'm going to pour some clear resin over that. And move on to the next one. You know, if I had this to do over, I would have waited for the very, very last thing to add the black. Because I'm looking at that first one we done, and it looks like it's going to muddy up my colors. But I wanted the black in there. I'm not saying I didn't want the black in there. I do want the black in there. But I should have waited to add the black as the very last thing to do. Because I'm moving the colors around in there, and it's moving the black around in there too. And that's mistake number one I can see already that I done. But I'm trying to keep them light colored. So we can, you know, still, I want them to be see-through. I want them to be transparent. And transparent enough that we'll be able to see the water move in our orbs. Okay, now I'm finished dropping all the inks in. Now I'm going to lay this paper down because we're going to put resin over this and put the top on, and it's going to flow out of it. So I didn't want to make a mess. Now I'm going to go ahead and top each of the dice off with clear resin. Making sure they're full all the way to the top. And I was just pushing those orbs down a little bit. And now I'm just going around the edges, just hoping that no bubbles will hide there when I put the lid on. Because when we put the lid on, I can't go back in there. You know, because if I do, it's going to really cause bubbles to stir up. Now, on this part of the mold, I'm going to add some clear resin. And then I'm going to take my stick here and I'm going to move through. I don't want to use that. I don't want to scratch the mold. I'm going to take this tool right here and I'm going to move through those numbers and make sure no bubbles are inside of the numbers, because there's numbers on this part too. And I'm just running my tool here through those numbers. I'm going to use my heat gun and pop any bubbles. Spray it with alcohol. And I'm going to spray this side with alcohol too. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of my resin all through here. And then we're going to put the lid on. We're going to match up that little nib to lock it in to the key. It's like a key. And then I'm going to set this little thing on top of the mold because some of the videos I watched, that's what they done on theirs. They set something on top of the mold. Okay, now we're back and let's go ahead and demold these and see what we got. I'm so excited. Oh, goodness. Oh, look at that, you guys. It's so clean inside of there. I did not know it was going to do that. I thought we was going to have a big mess to clean, like a lot of sanding. But look at that. That is crazy how everything is just coming away from the dice, pulling away from the dice. It's leaving the dice super clean. Look at that. That is crazy. I'm going to pull this piece out and I'm going to turn the mold to the side and I'm going to show you how clean it is. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing. I have never made dice before, so you guys, you'll have to look over me. This is just amazing to me. Okay, we got to get this center one out because it kind of stuck in with all this leftover resin. But I'm pretty sure it'll be easy to pull off of here. This one will just need sanding for sure. Okay, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim off the excess here and then we'll sand it later on. And I wish I would not have put that bucket, or not bucket, but that little dish container on top of the mold. I wish I wouldn't have done that. It put an indentation in my dice. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's there. The orb is moving though, and I love the color. I wanted it really light. And I wanted it, on one section of the dice so that when you sit it down, it'll appear to be that color all through the dice. Okay, this one looks really good. The liquid's moving around in there. And I know y'all think the color's just on one side of it, and it is. But that's how I wanted it. So when I set it down right there, it will appear that the whole dice is that color. And then when we get the gold painted all around it, it won't really look that bad. It will all blend in. Okay, that one was a little bit hard to get out. Let's take a look at it. Whoops, get back here. It's shy. It doesn't want us to look at it. The liquid's moving around in there really good. I like how the black looks in this one. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's pretty? I'm definitely going to do another set of these because I made some mistakes and I want to see if I can get a better outcome. This one looks really good. I love how our inclusions are moving around inside our orb in there. Okay, let's take a look at this one. I'm just taking a look all around it. This one looks really good too. Let's take a look around this one. Okay, that one had a bubble on it. We'll have to fix that with UV resin. And this one, the colors looked a little bit muddy to me. The black was moved around in there too much, more than I would have liked. But it did come out pretty interesting. I thought it was going to look worse than that. But it didn't come out looking too shabby. All right. Well, there they are, you guys. What do you think about them? I'm definitely going to have to make another set because I want to, fix the things that I done wrong. And here they are glowing in the dark. They look awesome. Okay, now we're going to take these chrome markers here, and we're going to go ahead and outline our dice with them and color in the numbers on them. And I'm just trying to see which one of these is going to work best for me, filling in the numbers on it. And I think I might use these two. I may go back and forth using these two right here. I'm just shaking the pens up really good, and I'm going to go ahead and prime the pen and get the ink down, moving it through the tip for me. And this is the chisel tip. I can see it moving down already. I don't want to keep priming it because then we'll get it dripping out of the top of the pen. So I think I'm going to stop right there. Oh, these pens are nice. I love how it just flows. It's really nice. I love how that gold looks on our dice. These pens are awesome. I love the color that it's giving me. It's beautiful. Does anybody else have these markers by Let's Resin? If you don't have them, you might want to get you a set. These are nice. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take for them to dry. The box does say an hour. So, I will let you know what I think about that and how long it took. I'm just going to do a few of them with you, and then I'll finish the rest by myself. So that way you won't have to sit there and watch me do all of them. And I'm just going to use this marker right here to finish all the dice up because it's doing everything I want it to do. I'm using the long part of it to do the outline, and then the tip of it to do the numbers. And I'm just going to do one side and let it dry and then go back and do the other side. And that was the hole I was showing you that I fixed with the UV resin. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint right over it. And there it is. You never even knew it was there. And some of them I did go back over them again because as I was moving them around in my hand, I would get them messed up. You know, I didn't realize that I painted one part of it and I kept touching it. And so some of them I had to go back over them again. And I used my little fine-tipped brushes to clean up these little brushes right here. I put a little bit of alcohol on the tip of it, and then I cleaned up around where I got the ink where I shouldn't have gotten it. It cleaned up really easy. Of course, I cleaned it up while it was still wet. I don't know how hard it would have been had I let it dry. Okay, this is the one we need to sand. I wish I would not have laid something over that. I was going by what other people had done in their videos making their dice, and I didn't take into consideration that this dice mold was just remade for improvements. So you might not need that extra weight on top of the mold. So I didn't take that into consideration. So you don't need to put anything on top of the mold. Because I did, and it messed two of my dice up. Okay, I'm just running down where I fouled those, and it's brushing on really nice for me. But this dice right here and one other dice is deformed in, the way that it looks. It's got dents in it because of me placing that container on top of the mold. And I'm just going to set it down in these inclusions right here and let it dry because it won't sit down like the other ones. Okay, now we're going to paint the numbers on. We're done with all the edges, so we're just going to paint all of the numbers on now. And I'm just using the tip of the brush to do that, which is the other side of the brush. And then I have a bunch of my little micro brushes out there because I'm going to need them because some of these numbers are very small. Yes, I'm going to be needing a lot of these, you guys. You need a bottle of patience for this right here. But the marker is working wonderful. And there it is. I'm going to try to show you a few of them. And then here's one of the bigger ones. I'm going to show you how it, how I painted it on there. It was really easy. I don't know if y'all can see that. I hope you can. Okay, and here they are. I have got all the numbers and all the edges done on them. And let's take a look at them. See the color at the bottom I was showing you. You set it on the bottom where the color's at, and then it'll appear that the whole dice is that color. And you can see them moving, the inclusions moving around in there. What do you guys think about my first set of dice? I think I did a pretty good job for it to be my first set. But I'm definitely going to make another set. I have another idea for the orbs in the center. And I might put my next set in my pressure pot. I haven't used my pressure pot in a long time. And someone was wanting to see me use it, so I might take you guys along with me to do that. And this is the one that had the holes in it, the bubbles, and I fixed it with UV resin. Well, here they are, you guys. Do I think you absolutely need a pressure pot to make these? No. I believe if you take your time and have patience while creating these, then you can make a beautiful set without a pressure pot. I did use my bubble machine, and I believe it helped tremendously. How would you like me to create my next set? Any ideas out there? It's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.